Commission meeting for Thursday, July 18th, 2024. We do have 3 members that are absent. Next item is item number 2, approval of the minutes for the Plan Commission meeting of June 20th, 2024.
I make a motion to approve the minutes, June 20th meeting. I'll second.
Who is this?
I'll second.
We have a motion by Hoffmeister, second by Mulkentine. Any further discussion? Any comments, questions, concerns? All in favor by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 3 on the agenda is conditional use request and site plan review for Cedar Creek Townhomes LLC for parcel V3-019700V for James Kupfer. This is coming back after last month's discussion, and the information was in your packet. And do you want to address anything or open it up for discussion?
So the 2 items in reference to this matter being tabled last year included refuse recycling collection and fire department access to the site. The memo, I believe, adequately details the refuse recycling collection plan for the development, although the developer has not selected a contractor to date. It obviously would be a little preemptive to do so. With regards to the fire department access, they have, again, as you will see detailed, increased the road width by 2 feet throughout the site, and also changed a number of the turning radiuses or curbs, if you will, at the corners, and increased those from 10 degrees to 20-degree radius. The fire department has indicated that they are agreeable to the changes, and it will provide them access to the site as needed.
Thank you. We do have representatives here from the development. Do any of the commissioners have any questions for them?
So is no parking's allowed on the street or the drive, parkway, whatever you call it, just in the spots? The driveway's big enough to hold 2 vehicles? Yes. Okay. So.
Yeah, please, if you would, yeah. And if you can hit the button there to turn the mic on and turn to green. There you go.
Yeah, that's correct. So, right, no parking on the streets, but each unit does have 2 parking spaces, or a room for 2 cars in the driveway.
Okay.
And then there are attached garages, so there would have 1 car as well in the garage, yep.
Do we know how many of those parking spots are used by the facility? Because it's sort of a shared parking lot, right?
Well, that would be separate, correct?
That's separate?
Yeah.
Same for the
Yeah.
CPRF?
Right.
Yeah, that is separate. We did a separate calculation outside of those. We did not include those parking as part of our development.
Right. But if somebody needed to,
Sure,
they
it
could
could
park there.
technically overflow if.
Yeah, okay.
And will you require, so if everybody has their own garbage and recycling carts, are you gonna require those to be stored inside? Except on the nights that
Sure, yeah.
that garbage collection is? Does that mean that's pretty much standard
That's pretty unsafe.
in the rest of the village, correct?
Yeah, I think that's something that could be written. The idea is to have some kind of a HOA, so there would be like a fee for grass, lawn care, snow removal, so that's probably something that could be written in there if that was a request by the village. I don't see an issue with that.
Yeah, I think with the way the development looks here, I mean, it's all driveway in the front. You got your front door where you don't have a garage, so there's not much of a, and it's all ganged together, so if you don't put them inside, I don't know where else you're gonna be able to put them then.
The alternative to that would then be a centralized refuse
Right.
recycling collection, a dumpster enclosure, if you will,
Right.
which I suppose they could potentially opt for if they decide to do so, but
The other item that's a little bit concerning to me right now is just the parking issue. I know we were talking about and looking at the fire department access before, but with this site having no auxiliary parking unless you're using the CBRF And I think that's an okay assumption at times to be able to use that as an outlet, but we've got 36, 35 units on site here. Even if you use every one of those parking spots over there, it's only one for every 2 units. So if anybody's comes visiting or anything else, there's really no place for that person to visit or park. And unlike other areas within the village, you have street parking elsewhere where you can, park on a street somewhere. This is so landlocked within, behind the Ace and the Piggly Wiggly. There's no other alternatives for additional parking, I guess. And it just leaves a temptation for people to park on the street, and then that would cause a problem with the fire department. Unless they park in the driveway, I get that too.
I guess I will just, again, point out that there are single-car garages for each unit, as well as 2 parking spaces for each unit. So essentially, there are 3 spots for each dwelling unit, which is over and above what we require for single-family homes in the village. So there is some, overflow parking just to the north, I guess, if you will, or south of the main entrance, as well as what was discussed earlier with regards to the CBRF, and then some additional parking just to the east of the, I guess, 4-unit building. So that would be available for overflow parking. The one question I do have, though, is, and I did comment about it in the staff memo, is the sidewalk that kind of connects the 4-unit building to the 8-unit buildings, and it kind of intersects or is, with the parking kind of in the center of the development, if you see that. So that, to me, appears to be an ADA route, which would be interrupted by vehicle parking. So I would like to see that sidewalk moved either to the north of those parking spaces or in front of it, and preferably in front of it, so it is out of the lane of traffic.
Because right now you'd walk right into the cars, right? Yeah, yeah. You guys good with that?
Yeah, yep, I think that's a good idea. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are 11 stalls dedicated to the development, but yeah, we can look at moving that sidewalk. Yep, so that makes sense. Yep.
So 11 stalls for 36 units, so nearly 1/3.
Plus the regular parking,
Plus the
the
regular
two
parking,
cars plus the in the garage.
Yeah.
Any other questions, concerns? I would make a motion to recommend the village board approve the conditional use request and proposed site plan for Cedar Creek Townhomes LLC for parcel V3 0197000V.
I'll second that.
Can I, yeah, so with the condition of the garbage and recycling bins stored inside, except for the night prior to the garbage and recycling coming, and to the sidewalk being moved so it does not interfere with the auxiliary parking stalls.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion on that item?
Clarification,
Yes.
would the comment related to no parking be allowed along any portion of the private road, as well as the location of signs or trees near the road, also leaning back into that turning radius concern? Are those conditions appropriate tonight, or if there's modifications to the site plan already? timing of how that plays out is just,
Yeah, I mean, they were modified to the site plan, but I would not have a problem amending my motion to include those. Are you good with the second?
Yep.
Okay. We have a motion by Heckendorf, second by Reich. Any further discussion? All in favor by saying aye?
I guess I do have one.
Okay.
What, just, again, just because of the parking thing on this facility, is there a possibility of taking the two west banks of 8 and moving them just a little bit to the west to allow for a parking lane straight south of the CBRF? So you would create a lane so you could park in it to provide some additional parking, parallel parking.
So you're saying eat up that green space between the two 8s on the east side?
It's really the only place that you don't have a driveway. You know, everywhere you've got driveways, so you can't do any parallel parking there.
In your example.
Yeah.
About adding a parking lane in this drive aisle, in this roadway. So moving this building this way and creating a parking along that road.
All
is
of
that
these
correct?
got driveways with them, so I'm talking about shifting this pocket.
Yep.
And then along this way here, where there's green space.
Sure.
There's a parallel parking aisle there.
Yeah, so to the west, yeah, I'll just hold this up. So to the west of this building.
oh,
It's
which you
all
don't
west
see
and
on
then
here,
put a
actually,
lane
this is
here.
where the stormwater pond is.
Okay,
So we are pretty much right up against that stormwater pond already, and it's designed exactly how it needs to be designed.
okay.
And I really don't have a lot of wiggle room along that side. The other thing is so then on the east side of this row of buildings, that's where we had 19 feet, I believe it was, from the patio to the road, and that's where we actually used the 4 feet to increase the road sizes. So we are at 15 feet. Is 15 feet enough to get parallel parking? Probably. However, you're probably parking your car right along.
Yeah,
the
no,
side.
no, I don't wanna create a bad condition either. I wasn't aware of the
Yep.
storm issue to the north. I thought that was just an opportunity, so,
Sure, yep.
okay. All right, with that, I have no, I wouldn't be so, you know, if there's street parking around here or some other place to go
Yeah,
publicly, then it's different, but you go in, there's no other place, so.
There would potentially be some availability along the south end of the center building there, kind of where you see that floodplain kind of jet up. You know, you could probably sneak in 4 or 5 spots there. You know, that it wouldn't be parallel parking.
Yeah, or the other place I was looking at is perpendicular parking opposite of the first 4 units as you come in. But that's more on the main thoroughfare again, but,
yeah,
On
so
the south
here, this
side?
is here.
Yep.
So that's where we have actually 6 stalls now. So we have 6 stalls here and 5 here, so this is where we're
It
getting.
doesn't show on our,
oh yeah, it doesn't show in our exhibit then.
okay,
Okay, gotcha, yeah, so there's 11 stalls along this south side.
okay,
Right here.
good idea.
Oh, that is not the plan that,
is in the packet?
No.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
what you submitted does not
a
include these.
difference.
So what you're saying is where that sidewalk is that we were referencing on the west side of that road, there's parking further to the west on there?
Yes, correct.
Would you like to take a moment and just show that
Yeah,
exhibit to our
sure,
plan
yeah.
commission members?
So along this area, is it? So
Okay.
the parking area. So that's what the 11 that I would reference.
So with that,
Unless we had to take those out. Is that, are those dated?
I'm looking looking right now.
You'd have to go to the actual, go to this,
I'm wondering if that would have effect on the
the colored.
turning at radius, but I mean, well, you wouldn't think so.
I mean, if we could, though, I mean, that would be, we probably could put parallel stalls in there if we couldn't get the,
No.
90-degree stalls.
These is 7, 8. These are the landscape. Is yours dated? Your plan
Yeah,
set?
mine's dated, but mine's dated from June.
Okay.
I mean, they both have the little red dashed lines. I'm assuming that's for the fire department, the additional angle in there, right?
The dash lines
Yeah.
Color rendering now. Get into this pack.
on this, on the plan that I showed you?
Yeah, well, it's on ours too.
Oh, okay.
There it was. I just saw it.
And then that like little mushroom looking thing where the red dotted lines are on there, is that currently an island in there that's coming out? Okay, okay,
So that showed a demo.
okay, all right.
Go the other way. Yeah. Not in there.
This version in the packet's 5/24.
Okay.
And yours is what date?
Oh, it's April, sorry. I thought it was the 6th. Yeah, it's June, so it's
Okay.
April, yeah.
So then
So
the
maybe it is
conditions of
updated.
approval would still be germane to, between now and village board? Okay.
So do we think they're there or not there?
I would say that those, I apologize, those 6 are not there.
Okay.
But they would be an area where we could add parallel. So we do have the 5 though that are on to the east of that road. Those are there. It's not the 6 that are across the street from the 4-unit building.
So the only issue I have with parallel parking along that road is that is the fire department access for the entire site. So I'm concerned that you might get backup parking along Tenny's on the north side of their parking lot. When you start to get 1 or 2 cars that are parked there, I would much rather see 90-degree parking there.
I think that's what I was inferring, 90-degree parking, yeah, that's the diagram had shown.
Yeah, because there is also some parallel parking along the south side of the grocery store. There are about, I think, 3 or 4 spots there. So, not that they belong to the site, obviously, but it could tend to kind of bottleneck that main fire department access there.
With that being the main access in and out, I think I agree with you, Colin, that it, keeping it clean in there is probably the best option. With, in my opinion, no parking, even if it doesn't provide an extra 5 or 6 spots for the development.
Just as an option, I mean, the developer could also reach out to Tenny's, for some overflow parking. I've never seen that parking lot full, to be honest with you. So I think that would be certainly a viable option available to them during, bigger events that their residents may have. So.
Any other further discussion? We do have the motion on the floor. All in favor by saying aye? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 4 on the agenda, citizens or village staff to address the plan commission. Anybody looking to address the plan commission? Seeing none, item number 5, looking for a motion to adjourn.
I shall move.
I'll second. Motion by Hoffmeister, second by Heckendorf to adjourn. All in favor by saying aye? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you all for coming.